Hello there and welcome to my channel, Novice Modelling in a Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy and today we're going to be doing a quick what's in the box kit review on my Tamiya 1700 Waterline series DD445 USS Fletcher, which incidentally is my namesake because my surname is Fletcher. As you know, may or may not know from watching the last couple of videos, it's my birthday today. I'm 48 years old and feeling slightly older. So we'll get on with this and I'll read out the blurb, and later on today hopefully I might have finished it because my intention is to spend my birthday building this nice little kit. So I'll read out the blurb, we'll have a look at the parts and we'll have a look at the instructions. So one of the most famous and successful destroyer classes ever built was the US Navy's Fletcher class that appeared during World War II period. A total of 175 sister ships proved to be the largest number for a destroyer class in the US Navy inventory during the era. They were completed in 2.5 years, showing a stunning example of wartime mass production. Development of the Fletcher class vessels began in mid-October 1939 when the US Navy General Board stated the initial characteristics requirements for their new destroyers. The Navy needed larger and more versatile multi-purpose destroyers to replace the then principal Benson-Livermore type ships, which were the final development of the pre-war destroyer design restricted by the London Treaty. After study of several design sketches, guidelines for a 2,050-ton displacement vessel were approved, and a simple flush-decked hull was opted rather than the high forecastle design seen on the preceding US destroyers. With the fundamental design settled, the initial order of 24 ships, including the Fletcher, were placed by mid-1940. By the end of the same year, almost 100 ships of the class were on order. To cope with this huge number, a number of shipbuilding facilities were utilised, such as the Bath Iron Works, Boston Navy Yard, Bethlehem Steel Company, and more. The DD445 Fletcher, the leading ship of her class, was laid down at the Federal Shipbuilding in Kearney, New Jersey, during early 1941, and completed on the 30th of June 1942, with an overall length of 376 feet 6 inches, about 115 metres. This flush-deck destroyer had plenty of room for future adaptations where necessary. Her flush-deck construction also helped to reduce weight considerably without sacrificing structural strength. She used twin turbines capable of yielding 30,000 horsepower, developed by General Electric, which propelled her up to 35 knots of maximum speed. After experiencing intensive battles, the Fletcher and many of her sister ships survived the war. Some were sold to other nations, and most of them were kept in reserve as part of a mobilization force. Along with the onset of the Cold War, some of them were modified into anti-submarine warfare destroyers, equipped with the latest weapon systems, and remained in service well into the 1970s. The Fletcher herself was converted into a destroyer escort in 1948 and was eventually withdrawn from the Navy Ordnance lists in 1969. Okay, so obviously there isn't really an awful lot to go through here because it's just a very small, kind of basic kit. I have actually had a quick look at scale mates, and this moulding or tool was introduced in 1996, so it's a relatively modern kit, so it should have a good level of detail, even for such a tiddly little thing. So, I mean, it's pretty basic, like I say. I mean, you can see the hull and the main sort of cabin on the main superstructure on the deck is all one piece. We've got these here appear to be, in my opinion, the things that get thrown off the back. Depth charges. A depth charge rack, there we go. Sometimes the things just won't come out of my mouth. So we've got the forward superstructure here, I reckon. And here we have an assortment of guns, both anti-aircraft, I reckon. And lots of very, very small fiddly pieces to put on. No doubt the carpet monster is going to have an absolute field day with this kit. Got some nice little detail here. We can see the anchor chains on the foredeck. This piece here is just basically the base. We have a couple of pre-built funnels. There's no gluing to be done here. These are going to be our torpedo tubes. We have a couple of ship's boats. Not too sure what that is, probably part of the superstructure. There's our mast, more superstructure. These are going to be our gun mounts. Got a selection of small life rafts. And there you go. There's the other sides. And then we have one small final sprue here, which again is dealing with sort of deck superstructure. So there's not that many parts to put on, but these parts are going to be requiring some patience and tweezers, I reckon. We also get a decal sheet, which comes with the ship number 445, and it comes with the alternate, by the look of it, 446, and we get a couple of US Navy flags. Let's just have a quick look at the instructions because I completely forgot. As we can see, black and white representation of the actual cover art. And here we go with section 1, putting the funnels on, some of our anti-aircraft mounts, putting one of our main armaments together. Is section 5 here. We're going to put a whole load of bits on, and then we're going to finish off like so. So there we go. So this is the second 1/700th. Oh no, actually, that's a 1/600. This is going to be the second actual ship that I built. I was thinking it might look quite nice with my USS Indianapolis, but I just actually kind of realised that that's a 1/600 scale, I think. Oh well, it's going to look like a sort of mini sort of ship to go next to it. Like I said, it's my birthday today. If you want to drop me a coffee in buymeacoffee.com, I believe the going rate is $5. That'd be well appreciated. Thanks very much if you decide to. Our wall of flags increased by 1 yesterday. We put a flag of Ecuador up. I get new viewers all over the place. Apparently someone from Ecuador has kindly watched 10 videos. So thanks, Mr. or Mrs. person from Ecuador. We're going to be starting our big plan next week, I think, or the week after, which is going to be quite exciting, and will hopefully give you some insights as to what the hell I've been doing, spending loads of money on buying loads of kits over the past 5 months, courtesy of our haul videos, of which there's another one of those available today for my birthday. So thanks very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and as always, be seeing you.